Hi, everybody, and Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas to you, one and all. I don't think I need to put the date out there, even though it's going to flash at the bottom of your screen at any second. But indeed, Christmas Eve is tomorrow, and within the blink of an eye, it's all here, and even sooner than that, it will all be over. Let me say right now, before we get into a great deal of news that we have to cover, I certainly hope you and yours have a wonderful, joyous, and safe holiday ahead. With that said, a lot of news to cover, indeed, is the case. The Montgomery County Board of Education and the Montgomery County Fiscal Court meetings from late last week in an effort to cover the last two governmental meetings, if you will, for these two organizations before the new year. The Board of Education discussed at length whether or not to approve bids totaling a little more than $3 million for construction of the new athletic complex and all the addendums therein. And the Montgomery County Fiscal Court met in special session Friday morning. An announcement coming in that meeting, making public something that I've been hearing grumblings of only a short time before, that will have a profound effect, I believe, wholeheartedly on all of Eastern Kentucky, and not in a positive way. I'll share with you what I know at this hour. Also, a Johnson County grand jury has indicted a Montgomery County man for his part in a fatal auto accident this past May. I'll try to work in basketball scores. Certainly your forecast, which has a much more wintry feel for the holiday. And a lot of other items to try to get in before we leave you for the, I want to say weekend. I wish it was before the holiday. And yes, I agree with everyone that it just plain old stinks that Christmas is fell in the middle of the week and kind of split everything up for everyone. It's kind of hard to get that extra 4-day weekend or 3-day weekend, even with the holidays when it falls right in the middle of the week. But we certainly hope you have a joyous and safe and very Merry Christmas, regardless of when it does fall in the week or on the calendar. With that said, some breaking news. It was Friday in my absence as we showed you the Christmas parade from the Floyd County area. It was the Floyd County Times that reported just this past Friday that former Mayor of Martin, Ruth Thomasine Robinson, and 5 other people, including her husband and a stepson, are all accused of conspiracy to buy votes in a 2012 re-election bid in her name. She was not successful, but she's now been successful in finding her way into court. James Red Robinson, his wife, James Stephen Robinson, Ginger Michelle Halbert, Johnny T. Moore, and Henry Mullins are all standing accused of a single count of civil rights conspiracy charges. Ruth Thomasine Robinson says the paper. James Red Robinson, Moore, and Mullins each face a single count of vote buying, while James Stevens Robinson is charged with 3 counts. Halbert is the only defendant not charged with a vote buying charge. According to the indictment, the 6 all together conspired to induce public housing residents and tenants renting homes owned by the former mayor to vote for her by absentee using what was already a filled out absentee ballot. Some of the voters were allegedly told that they could get better apartments if they voted for the then mayor. Others allegedly were told that they would get thrown out of the apartment or the residence they lived in if they didn't vote for the mayor. The indictment reads that it was all part of a conspiracy that one or more of the defendants caused the residents and tenants to be evicted because they believed that they had not voted or had not voted correctly for the then mayor. The vote buying counts do not identify the voters who were allegedly paid except by their initials in the case. All 6 defendants have been ordered to appear after the first of the year, January 7, in U.S. District Court in Pikeville to answer to those charges. A grand jury in Johnson County, we have learned since I left you last, has indicted a Montgomery County man on serious charges, including murder and other traffic-related offenses for his part in an auto accident that I covered towards the latter part of May of this year.
Basically what we got here, we've got a fatal accident involving a small pickup towing a trailer full of lumber and a tractor-trailer coal truck. I don't know the name on the coal truck as of right now. I haven't been up there. I've got an officer up there right now with that driver and doing an inspection on the truck and the driver. All that I can tell you is we had the little pickup with the trailer going southbound on US 23. Also, the tractor and trailer was going southbound on US 23 for unknown reasons at this time. The tractor and trailer did strike the little vehicle.
That the initial information that authorities were able to release to me on that afternoon, around 2 o'clock in the afternoon of May the 29th of this year. We would learn later on that evening of the deceased, their identities and their addresses and the injured. Miranda Martin was one of two people, she and another passenger, a male, in the bed of that small pickup truck as it was traveling on US 23 near the Route 201 entrance. She was, as was the other individual in the back of the vehicle, thrown from it. She was pronounced dead at the scene, however, while serious injuries were incurred by all others in the pickup truck. We would later learn that it was a Sayersville man as well who was behind the wheel of that coal truck, who has now been formally indicted by Johnson County grand jury. Among several indictments returned last week, Gene Helton, 43, of Sayersville, was indicted on a charge of murder as well as charges of first-degree assault, operating a motor vehicle under the influence of alcohol, a first offense, and is now facing charges. However, per last inquiry at the Big Sandy Regional Detention Center, his arrest has not taken place at this hour. I have confirmed that state police were attempting to serve the arrest warrant on indictment charges of murder and the other aforementioned charges towards the latter part of last week on Friday evening, but to my knowledge, as of this time, have still been unable to do so. I've got an announcement that I'll go ahead and make at this time in regards to your garbage collection here in Magoffin County. I received word today from the Rumpke organization or business that they want their customers to know that there will be a change in your pickup day during the weeks of Christmas and then the following week of the New Year. Wednesday's service of this week and next, in light of the holidays, will be on Thursday. Thursday will be on Friday, and Friday's pickup will be on Saturday. So once again, garbage collection for Magoffin County customers through Rumpke bumped up a day for the remainder of the week beginning on Wednesday. Wednesday's service will be Thursday. Thursday's pickup will be Friday. Friday's pickup will be Saturday this week and next. I'll be right back right after these messages. Whether you walk in or it's by appointment, your health and well-being and that of your family is always first at Sayersville Medical Center, where a waiting staff of men's, women's, and pediatric health care providers, along with the support of their team, stand ready to care for you and your entire family with exams, sick and well visits and checkups, labs, physicals, immunizations, and more for all ages, all day, every weekday at Sayersville Medical Center, proudly keeping you healthy and happy since 1996. Merry Christmas from everyone at Sayersville Medical Center. It's one of those rare places where once inside you can cross off everything on your Christmas to-do and gift lists. In fact, there's just not another place like Fraser's Prater Drug Seasonal Shop in downtown Sayersville. All the unique holiday designs and decor, all the beautiful ornaments, wreaths, and trees, and right now, it's all 30% off. That's right, everything Christmas is at least 30% off with new clearance items added every day, marked off at least 50%. And they're open on Christmas Eve. That's right. If you need a last-minute gift for anyone or everyone on your list, Fraser's Prater Drug Seasonal Shop is in till 2 o'clock tomorrow on Christmas Eve. There is 30% off everything Christmas, everything UK, 20% off, and other huge discounts throughout the store. Merry Christmas from the Seasonal Shop. Make sure you come on in right now and find out more about the biggest Christmas savings of all at Red's Boot Barn in Sayersville. For a limited time, all Red Wings, buy one pair, get another pair half off. Buy any pair of Ariats, get another pair half off. In fact, you know what? Buy absolutely anything in the entire store, men's, women's, work and western boots, Miss Me jeans, fine leathers by Scully, clothing by Carhartt, Ariat, Outback, and more. It's all buy one, get one half off. Only for a limited time at Red's in Sayersville. The 2014 Terexes are in with a newly redesigned 800cc power plant and a new 2-seat configuration. And the XP1000 is on the ground. 107 horsepower and a world-class suspension, plus Polaris financing as low as 2.99%, 5.99 for up to 72 months. But it's only good till the end of the year at Connolly's Kawasaki and Polaris of Paintsville.
Let's do this. Can't believe my daughter wants to marry a Hatfield.
And I can't believe my son fell in love with a McCoy.
I got one thing to say. They're going to have the wireless plan with the best service.
And I say they're going to have the wireless plan with the biggest savings.
Daddy!
Hush up, Mary Beth.
Pa, stay out of this, Jonah.
We're done talking.
You got that right.
Better service.
Bigger savings.
Daddy, we've both got Appalachian Wireless. Better service.
Bigger savings.
That's today's Appalachian Wireless. This is John at Premier Motor Sales in Paintsville, Kentucky. We appreciate y'all shopping with us. And if you're in the market for a used vehicle, we carry all sorts of different kinds of makes and models. For example, here I have a 2009 Chevy Malibu LT. I also have a 2010 Toyota Corolla S. It's no problem to find you what you're looking for. Give us a call at 297-4121 in Paintsville, Kentucky.
While the work to prepare the land for the future site of the Montgomery County High School is still on schedule and appears to be winding down to be done at or around the first of the year, the plans for the new high school itself have been submitted to the state and other appropriate entities and departments for their consideration and approval. Once those are back, the Montgomery County Board of Education will be able to proceed with that project, it too still on schedule. But their meeting last week primarily centered around bids which had been opened in regards to the athletic complex. There was a base bid which had several different companies submit bids for. That would cover the football field, the turf, the track around the field, the stands, all the utilities that would go along with the football field, the entrances off the highway, the road that would be traveled from the main road 114 all the way to the football field. There were some alternates which would include the field house, one with and one without a weight room, also some paving and a staircase that would lead from the parking area up to the football field. All this was discussed. The complete package with everything on the wish list, so to speak, coming to a little more than $3.1 million. The Montgomery County Board of Education discussed in great detail the bids that were received, the monies that would be spent, and whether they could afford to do it, and also whether they could afford not to go ahead and proceed with the project as planned, realizing that some of these additions later might cost more at that time.
Well, Kenny, if you don't care, just step forward. What would you recommend for us to do as far as our money?
Well,
Just to recap, because
okay.
I said I'm not familiar with it.
Again, you got your base bid amount, which is your football field, your track, your bleachers, the encroachments and the road going up to it. Okay, that's your base bid, and then on top of this, you've got alternates that you guys can pick and choose from.
Yeah.
Again, I think we've already made the statement. Kevin even talked about the pavement. If you can finish everything on that side of the creek, in the long run, it may save you some monies in the long run. Obviously, you're going to be out some front costs now, but and again, you wouldn't have to worry about if you take the entire field house, alternate number 4 wouldn't be in play. You're going to accept alternate number 5 and number 6. This is zero cost. So really, what you're looking at right now is you're looking at: do we want to take the entire field house, or do we want to leave the weight room off, or do we? And then on top of that, do we want to pave the road and eliminate erosion control issues? And then the access, putting the staircase up there now. If you pave it on one end, on one side of it, and you build the football field on the other side, it only makes sense that you put the stairs in at that time. So again, I'm fine with any of these options. We can move forward with any way you want to put it. We feel comfortable with the bids. We feel comfortable with again, we're under budget. We feel comfortable with the contractors that are low. And I talked to all those people, and they've all say their bid's fine. We're ready to go. So that's my recommendation. It's ultimately your decision.
So we have to consider: we're going to have enough money to still do the school if we do it all. I mean,
it's a good question. I can tell you what I know about it, which is quite a bit. It takes, according to Mike here, it takes 38, 39 million to build everything. Am I correct?
And that's over
That's
a period of
everything.
time starting from the beginning since we purchased the
That's
land.
everything. That's buying the property. That's everything. Okay. And we put the part of the athletics on hold, which is roughly I'm talking about 3 million, over 3 million. So now you're down to 35 million. About 35 million is what it's going to take to do the entire project, other than one part of the athletics. The entire project on the parkway. All right, 35 million. With the settlement, you got 17.7.
Have we got that?
Yes.
Have we got that?
Yes.
17.7. All right. So we have roughly, me and my goal is we go over this daily. So we've not got to memorize it. We have roughly 2 million of our own construction funding. All right.
It's SFCC.
Yeah. And then we have our local tax, which would generate 3 million in bonding potential. Okay? then when the legislatures meet, they'll kick in their match, which is 7.3. These numbers are firm. All right, that's 7, 9, 10. At 30 million? That's right at 30 million. So to do the entire project, we need 5 for the parkway or 8 for total, 5 to 8 million. The new market tax, we're still working on it. It's not a done deal yet, but we're still working on it. We'll bring 5 to 7 million. New market tax. So that gets us really, really close. That's why I went to the legislatures and said, hey, I need an additional match. If you can just give us $200,000 or $300,000 more, we can bond that for about $4 million, and we'll be fine.
Superintendent of Schools Stanley Holbrook also informed the fiscal court that he has been in close contact with members of our General Assembly and state legislature, and that they indicate to him that there will be assistance on a state level once they reconvene after the first of the year. Not satisfied with just that, he says he is also pushing himself for an additional support or match from the state, one of which we have already received approval of with the nickel tax that was implemented by the school board, but he's hopeful of seeing a more or larger match than that.
Bonding potential. All right. We get that in the spring, and that's going to put us up over the hump to start. And we're going to do the whole thing. This is a phase. You start phase 1. And then while you're doing phase 1, you still got to raise some funding. And hopefully you start phase 2 before phase 1 even got started good. That's what our goal is. Well, what I asked for was some additional funding. All right, you take schools like Floyd County, they did a nickel tax. I think Scott County did a nickel tax. They actually did a dime, I think. They did 2 nickels. But they've been like 90-something. Well, all those schools deserve a match, as does McGoffin County. But all those schools never received $25+ million in damage from a tornado. This is my speech to our legislatures. And since McGoffin County received $25 million worth of damage, we deserve a little additional funding. So, and that's what they're looking at, is can they get some additional funding to help our citizens and our children in McGoffin County. This is why I'll lay down with them, because a lot of schools deserve a nickel match. McGoffin County deserves a nickel plus.
After more discussion and consideration, a vote was taken, a unanimous vote, mind you, in support of approving all bids that were submitted. $3,114,000 for the athletic complex on the Parkway, with construction to be done by next spring or early summer. Up next, tonight's community calendar, brought to you by McGoffin Farm Bureau. With a request for a little help. I've got a lost pet out there this evening, a lost dog at a home on Coal Branch. If anyone's seen him, please call the owner. He's identified as a small male dog, black and brown, with a blue collar, answers to Pepper. No questions asked, they just need their pet back. Their much beloved animal can be returned to the following phone number. If you give them a call, 272-3639. 272-3639. Once again, it's a little black and brown male dog, answers to Pepper, with a blue collar, last seen in the Coal Branch area of Sagersville. So if you can help them be reunited with their pet, they would greatly, greatly appreciate it. Only a couple of other announcements, and it's kind of a bulk announcement, if you will. The McGoffin County Judge's Office, the County Garage, and Recycling Center closed for the holidays, the 23rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th. That's for the remainder of the week. They'll reopen next business day, I guess, which will be the 1st of next week. That coming from the McGoffin County Judge's Office and the Recycling Center and the County Garage. That's it for announcements on the calendar, except to say that after the holidays, if you've got something you want everyone to know about, this is how you let them know. As we remember while we honor the season and get ready to embrace a bright new year, we'd like to take just a moment to wish you and all those you know and love the merriest of Christmases and happiest of New Years. From your home away from home for short-term rehabilitation or long-term nursing needs, all with a standard of excellence and a tradition of caring. Merry Christmas from Sagersville Nursing and Rehabilitation.
Hi, I'm Don McFarland. I'm an attorney in Sayersville, Kentucky. I'm here to serve you and meet your legal needs. If your family or loved ones get in trouble, or if trouble comes to your door, then it's always good to have a friendly face that you can call on. So please, give me a call. I've been here my entire life. I was born here. I was raised here. I grew up here. I have a family here. I've been practicing law here in Sayersville since 1994. So when you have times of trouble and times of pain, then pick up the phone and call Donald Wayne. 349-9000.
At the end of every race, Mark Martin hangs up his driving gloves. He hangs up his fire suit. And he hangs up his helmet. Which is why he picks up his phone and opens the ER Extra app. The app shows ER Extra wait times, locations, and more. It's the one safeguard Mark Martin is never without. ER Extra at Paul B. Hall Regional Medical Center. Extra fast, extra easy, extra great.
From time and money saving services like their overdraft protection, telephone and online banking services, to finding the right home, college, or car loan, to personalized checking and savings accounts designed around your exact needs, Sagersville National Bank is still your best choice and the same locally owned and operated bank that's been looking out for your family's financial health since 1902. Sagersville National, restoring the piggy bank population one savings at a time. McGoffin County Fiscal Court met in special session this past Friday morning. Two things from that meeting we'll cover on tonight's program, that being nearly $3 million in bonds to go towards blacktopping in parts of McGoffin County, and an announcement about an individual hired for the McGoffin County Sheriff's Department that makes public something that we had been hearing rumblings on before, that Operation Unite, as it has served the viewing area for years, is literally shutting down its Eastern Kentucky office, effective January the 1st, something the organization itself has yet to announce, but one that I have confirmed and believe will have a profound effect on McGoffin County and the Eastern Kentucky area.
It's one that I take care of personally. We shouldn't have put that on. That requires the judges to do. Blacktop payment for the bond for the Hinkle contracting of $2,980,000. $980,904.81. I make a motion we authorize that to be paid. Is there a second? Second. Motion been made and second. Any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed, nay. Motion carried. I'd like to make a motion we pass a standing order for payment of the blacktop bond, $9,730.66 monthly, right?
Well, that varies according to the schedule. That's just the interest. Yeah.
All right. Is there a motion to second? I make that motion to approve. Is there a second? I second. Been made second. Any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye. 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 Those opposed, nay. Motion carries. I'd like to make a motion that the fiscal court hire him for $13 an hour and to assign him to the sheriff's office for 6 months, Mr. Neil Adams. The Unite program is folding. He's not a Unite officer anymore. He'll be working for the sheriff as a detective. But some people feel strongly each way about that particular program, but certainly the sheriff will need some extra help in the near future as that program winds down. So I make a motion we hire him. Is there a second? I'll second. Motion's been made and seconded.
Adams was hired, as you just heard. As far as the hire, Neil Adams has been a detective with Operation Unite since nearly its inception for the past 10 years. He also has a history of law enforcement prior to that, just before serving as a deputy for the McGoffin County Sheriff's Department, and offers a great deal in the business or order, if you will, of eradicating drugs and fighting the problem in McGoffin County with his experience and service. But it also sheds light on another situation, that Operation Unite is closing as of the first of its year its Big Sandy office. It's located in Floyd County. They have had traditionally two offices, that in London and that in the Big Sandy area office, and the Big Sandy area office serving Pike, Floyd, Martin, Lawrence, McGoffin, Johnson, Morgan, and Rowan counties. They have over the years conducted numerous roundups resulting in thousands of arrests, and it looks as though funding cuts are doing away at least with this portion of Operation Unite. Most recent numbers supplied by the organization say that through April of 2012 to that point, nearly 7,500 charges had been levied, nearly 4,000 people arrested. They touted a nearly 100% conviction rate for all cases taken into the court system. Nearly 356 methamphetamine labs dismantled, 156 drug roundups, nearly $800,000 in currency, 15 vehicles confiscated throughout all that time, more than 112,000 pills, nearly 12 pounds of methamphetamine, 23 pounds of cocaine, nearly 500 pounds of processed marijuana, nearly 6,000 marijuana plants, and more than $12 in street value of illegal drugs taken off the streets per the Operation Unite program. Now, here's what I can tell you in addition to all of that. I have made calls today. Dan Smoot, the president and CEO of Operation Unite, was already out of the office for the holidays, so I have no official statement from the organization. However, I can confirm to you by speaking to other sources, some of which on an anonymous level, if you will, that they have already made arrangements and begun to shut down the Big Sandy office effective the first of the year. A small skeleton crew will operate out of the London Operation Unite office, but will not directly be located or serve the eastern Kentucky and specifically the viewing area. It looks as though that funding cuts, from what I am told, are the culprit and where to lay blame, and that Operation Unite, after such a phenomenal success and assistance to McGoffin, Johnson, Morgan, and other counties, will not be operating in its capacity as it has after the first of the year. Now, we hope to have more. We hope to have some other news, maybe some of encouraging note later on. And after the first of the year, we'll hopefully sit down with Mr. Smoot and some others. But as of right now, all indicators point to the fact that Operation Unite, in effect of its Big Sandy or Eastern Kentucky operations, is no more after more than 10 years of success. It began in April of 2003 by U.S. Congressman Hal Rogers, who of course has been the mainstay behind the program since its inception. But it appears as though money has run dry. And I, in other news, have run out of time. So with that said, a very short and abbreviated holiday forecast lies ahead, brought to you by Licking Valley RECC. Tonight, well, you might see a flurry or two and a few in the early morning hours on your New Year's Eve. No accumulation, and a low of around 25 degrees tonight. Tomorrow, Christmas Eve, we'll see a high of around 20. Yeah, high and 29 don't go together, but they do tonight in the forecast. A slight chance of some snow showers before 9. Then some flurries lingering. We'll only see 29 degrees tomorrow and 15 for your low. Santa better bundle up out there because the weather's not going to be like it was over the course of the weekend. Christmas Day, Wednesday, mostly sunny and only 38. Back down to the 20s will fall on Wednesday night. And then Thursday, when it's back to the real world after the holiday, and when we see you next time, it'll be 40 and mostly sunny. And we're going to be in the 40s, well, for the rest of the forecast period. Thank you all so much for being a part of the program. I actually have much more news that I have gotten included into tonight's show. That's no news flash there either. On a very last note, thank you all so much for watching, being a part of the show. I hope you have time to enjoy the holidays. We want to wish you and yours a Merry Christmas, and maybe for a chance to us all remember those who may not be having the most joyous of holidays. Thank you for watching. Merry Christmas and good night.